As data breaches become increasingly common, companies and individuals need to proactively maintain approaches to security. Passwords aren't always enough to keep information safe, so Microsoft is looking toward a password-free future. CNET senior producer Dan Patterson spoke to Microsoft's corporate vice president, Alex Simons, about how hackers target data and the company's plans to stop them.
Well, there's a whole bunch of valuable information about you in the cloud, right? So hackers are looking for several different things. They're looking for things that they can monetize, for instance. So it's really valuable to be able to hack into my Xbox account and get my avatar, because you can resell my avatar and all of my accomplishments on the black market, and someone will buy it. It's actually valuable. If you were able to hack into my bank account, right, then all of a sudden you've got way more capabilities. You could go in and transfer money out, do all kinds of nefarious things probably, right? So all of these accounts represent value, and the minute there's value there, then all of a sudden there's an economy, and there are hackers who want to go after that economy.
And Dan joins us now from the Microsoft campus in Seattle. So Dan, why are passwords no longer working to protect our data?
Well, Vlad, for years, passwords have been really successful at protecting our data. Look, we use them every day. We have to. The problem is that there are a ton of vulnerabilities with passwords. We can be phished, which we've talked about a lot on CBSN, which means we get an email that looks like it's from a friend. We click on it, and oops, we've compromised our accounts. We also can be brute force, meaning that hackers just guess or use computer programs to guess our accounts. So it's not that passwords are terrible, it's that they are just vulnerable. So what Microsoft is working on here, and a coalition of companies, not just Microsoft, is using biometrics and biosecurity. This means your thumbprint, your face, even your iris. So we're all kind of familiar with those technologies already, but what's really interesting is the use of the cloud. These are computer servers all over the world to authenticate you, not just to log into a device, but to your accounts, and your account is really your identity. So your face, your iris, your thumbprint, those things become your identifiable parts of your identity online.
It's really fascinating. A lot of these options that you mentioned there, Dan, are for single device use, though. Will it get difficult having to keep or buy or change a different password ID system for other things?
Well, because your identity is kind of tied into the way you authenticate or log into not just, again, a device or an account, but to a server that is what we call an identity server. Those things are, they are what you have. They are intrinsically part of who you are. So they should be adaptable for the future as well.
What else did you learn from Alex?
We learned a lot of things, and what we really focused on are these cross-company partnerships. Again, this is not just about Microsoft. This is about tamping down security threats globally. There are literally trillions of hacks that happen every year, and many of those hacks, although we kind of look around and say, well, data breaches, no big deal, whatever, my information's already on the dark web. Many of these attacks and much of this malware are created by nation states or organizations, criminal organizations that are like nation states. So their capabilities are at the scale of nation states. What we're really learning is that it's not just about my name or your name, it's about a new phase of global cyber war.
Before I let you go, Dan, let me ask you about these reports of Amazon employees that have been listening in on people's interactions with their Alexa smart devices. So should people be concerned about this? Because it does, everybody understands that AI is important and how AI is developed over time, but this also sounds as if you've got some people that are paying attention to what people are saying.
Yeah, what's truly concerning here is that this is kind of counter to the narrative Amazon has spun for the last several months. Look, it seems as though from the Bloomberg reporting that the tasks each one of these humans performs on your voice data is fairly mundane, and that the scale is so large that you are likely not singled out. However, the challenge here is that this is really a security concern. If your data is leaving a secure and encrypted cloud and being looked at by a person, then it is as vulnerable as that person is. And as we've talked about many times here on CBSN, people are pretty darn vulnerable.
Yeah, for sure. Dan Patterson, always great to have you. Thanks so much for updating us on your story. Really important stuff.
Thank you.